Welcome back to Fresh Exclusive Media, and here back in the studios. As we said, we promised you to bring to you back the next continuation of what we are discussing about. Last time we were looking at Iran, we're looking at Israel, we're looking at USA, and today it's now the day 7 of the Israel USA Iran strike. And on day 7, we saw Tehran being attacked by Israel missiles. And after that, we saw also Iran retaliating, striking the military bases, the US bases that are in the Middle East. We are looking at Iran attacking Saudi Arabia, attacking Qatar, attacking Kuwait. As we discussed last time, and today in the studios, I have one of our guests who discussed for us last time. He discussed it very, very well. And today we have decided to host him back as Fresh Exclusive Media to break for us all the thing into context. So today we are going to look at really what is the other time we discussed of these guys attacking, but we did not know how did it start, what are the causes, how did all these things start. And today in the studios our guest is going to explain to us what caused this, how did it start, was it a rival, was it a friendship that ended, was it an enemy? Please tell to our viewers what really happened, that we found ourselves in this situation but we don't know really what happened.
Thank you, Mr. Binali, for this show. It's a good one. I'll be always telling my viewers, our viewers here who are always watching us, and who are always staying connected to this program. This is a very good program because geopolitics is part of each and everyone, because it affects each and everyone, global, like worldwide. Yeah, because if you're a citizen of the country, you have to know the politics of your country, and you have to know what is happening outside. That is very vital. So for our viewers outside there, we are back in the studios again today, Fresh Exclusive Media. But before I get down to the discussions, what I would like to say is that get down to our YouTube, get down to our Instagram, get down to our TikTok, follow, like, share, and comment, because we are looking at a wider space of interacting with you as well. Because when you drop a comment, it is going to lead us to change some things here and there and work together with you. We're going to continue with our discussion, and it's going to be a very good one. And we're talking about the Middle East. This is so much interesting. And just know that all Muslim brothers and sisters outside there, it is Ramadan day 16. And assalamu alaikum everyone out there. So we are running it in the studio today for you. And the other time we stopped on an amazing part, if we can all recall. We stopped on, we were talking about the Strait of Hamas, a very good one about the mineral deposits. And today, it's a good one that we're coming up with. And we're going straight away with what brought this war. What really brought this? Like, we have been talking about USA, Iran, United Arab Emirates, but we don't know what really brought this. So today we're in the studios and we really want to make our viewers know how USA began involving in the affairs of the Middle East. We're looking at how Iran began fighting so much Israel, and how Israel also began retaliating and bringing it back on Iran. And I want us to go back into history. When we look at 1979 and way back, because all of us right now, what do we know? We know that the Iran supreme leader was killed. That is what our viewers should know.
Yes.
But I want to first take our viewers back in what we didn't discuss for them, like before us coming on air.
Yes.
Before us starting to discuss this or bringing this debate. I want to take our viewers back and we check on what really happened, because Tehran being hit by heavy bombing on day 7
which
of
is
the war.
Today. Yeah.
Yeah. Tehran being hit on day 7 of the war, and Iran attacks Middle East states. Now, when you look at Tehran being hit, that is in Iran. Now, how did Iran respond? You get that?
Yes.
Iran responded by attacking other allies, okay, of USA that are in the Middle East. because the attack was done by the United States of America. So what did these guys do? They had to attack the Allies, because now they cannot directly attack USA. That is what we should know. What they do, they go and attack the Allies, the bases. So what did they do? They went on and attacked the United Arab Emirates. They attacked Qatar and Kuwait. All these are United States allies. You get that? And taking it back to history, let's look at Ayatollah Khomeini. Let's look at Sham. Let's look at him before him coming. You get that? Like Ayatollah Khomeini came in 1979. That is the Iran supreme leader. But he came with after protesting and overthrowing the then government, which was in power. That is the government of Shah Mohammad Reza in Iran. 1979 revolution, if we go back to history, that is what our viewers should know. And if we proceed to really what brought this massive war, we shall first start with how everything started. What really brought the war? How everything started, because if we're talking about a war, it should have a foundation of how it came about.
Exactly.
I don't know whether Mr. Bidali, you know that.
Yes. They are both long term and short term.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
They are all both long terms and short terms. So there are things which happen that our viewers don't know, that we feel like we should reveal to them on air today. So we should all know that from today onwards, because we are bringing it in the studios for you. And this is the reason as to why today we are here, back again. So let's look at Iran, let's look at Israel, let's look at USA.
Yes.
And the first thing that I want us to look at is the Iran nuclear propaganda. We are starting with the Iran nuclear propaganda. I think you know what it means when they say propaganda.
Yes.
When someone talks something about you, we can say allegations, yes, but it's a rumor. Yeah, that one happens everywhere.
Yes.
You get that?
Yes.
So when they say it's a rumor, it's a propaganda, which means it's not true.
It's not true.
But they are allegations. Which when they tell someone will say, oh, that is true. So let's look at the propaganda, the Iran nuclear propaganda. When you look at the Iran nuclear propaganda here, we're looking at a claim that was dropped on Iran that they have nuclear weapons.
So the USA claimed that Iran has nuclear weapons.
Not USA claiming in particular, but it is Israel.
It's Israel
that's reporting.
Okay.
What you should know that, let me bring this back to history once again for our viewers. 1948, the creation of the state of Israel. If we are to remember, I don't know whether Mr. Birali have that in your head.
Yes.
But when you look at 1948, that period,
yes,
that is when the state of Israel was created.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they did partitioning. You get that? So when the state of Israel was created in 1948, since that time, since the creation of the state of Israel, USA was supporting Israel so much because they are the one who backed up that creation. Because if you have to look at, that is after the government of Sir Harry Truman in the USA. Because Roosevelt went away, Sir Harry Truman came in and ruled up to 1945. Then before him leaving, or before him passing on, he had supported the creation of Israel so much by allowing some of these Jews to move in that newly created land in sequence. So most of them went in that newly created land, and surely it was granted to them. So most of the Jews went back to stay there. You get that? So since that time, USA has been so much backing this small state of Israel. And it is what the Arab states never wanted. Why? Because I don't know whether you know that, but they claim that this land was given to them by their ancestor Abraham.
Yes.
Yeah, so they support it so much, like they feel like they should be there. But the Arab states, they say, no, this is our land. This is our land. You found us here. It is just the Western world that made you to come in. So they have been fighting all along. But bringing it back to our viewers on the issue of the nuclear power plant, allegations being made that Iran is having this nuclear. Yeah? And remember that when you have nuclear, it's okay. But when you put it into destroying, it becomes bad. So when you weaponize it, it becomes bad, which means you want to attack other states. Now, what did these guys do? What they did, they were making allegations that these guys are having nuclear to destroy. You get that? To attack. Now, that is what made the United States of America to do what?
To attack.
To attack. To come and back up. To come and support Israel. You get that?
Okay.
So that allegation, that really brought the war. And if you have to remember, taking it back to history again, because when you talk about geopolitics, when we look at these massive wars, we shall really talk about history a lot. Because everything evolves by history. Just yeah. So when you take it back again to history, when you look at the time when Saddam Hussein was in power, Iraq, there were allegations that Saddam Hussein had nuclear weapons. That is why the George Bush Jr., the George Bush Jr., from George Bush Sr. to George Bush Jr., they fought a lot Saddam's government, claiming that he had nuclear weapons when he never had. You get that?
Yes.
So these allegations are the ones which brought problems even in the Middle East. And you know the Western world,
Yes.
how they react when they hear anything that you have nuclear weapons and you want to attack or you want to destroy. What do? They look for all means to do what?
To attack him back.
Yes. To back, so that they protect it, so that you don't attack. You get that? So that allegation is what brought all this tension that you are seeing between these countries. You get that?
Yes. So you are telling our viewers that history is repeating itself.
History is repeating itself. Starting from the Second World War, if you look very well, when you look at Germany under Adolf Hitler, when they are claiming that he's having weapons, and what did the Western world do? Britain, USA, what did they do? They had to attack. They defeated Germany and they reduced. What did they reduce first? The military capacity. Do you know to how many? 3,000 tanks. And yet Germany had a lot. So what they do, they first reduce your military capacity. You get that?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what US has been doing also because of that allegation that came through that these guys have nuclear weapons. And remember, this guy they signed a treaty prohibiting the possession of nuclear weapons 2017. You get that?
Yes.
So all these things brings a lot of tension. Now, when you sign a treaty that you're not supposed to have this, and they later get that you have it, if you bring tension, you get that? Yeah. So that is the first part of the conversation that I want us to look at. I don't know whether you were aware about all this happening between countries in the Middle East and the Western world reacting about all this.
This thing, I studied history, so I have the data about this, and I'm very glad there are viewers there who have never known about all these things, this history you're talking about.
I understand.
I'm glad that they are following and they are listening, and really they are learning from the history. So we are not going to remain like the Bourbons who learned nothing and forgot nothing.
Yeah, sure. I know we are bringing our viewers. We are giving a green light.
This is a green light,
and that's why I like interacting with the Fresh Exclusive Media because I know it's Sam.
We saw you. You were very capable. You were explaining all these things. We said no. You have to complete these things. So today we are looking at Israel. We're looking at Iran. How did this rival start?
Yeah, and that brings me to the next part of the conversation.
Yes.
And we shall talk about Israel-Iran rivalry. Like when they say I'm your rival, let me take it. I know our viewers like football. Let me take it to the Arsenal and Man U.
Yes.
These are rivals,
Yes.
in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like when you talk about this season, Manchester United fans they don't want Arsenal to go with anything. You get that?
Exactly.
They want Arsenal to go with completely zero.
Yes.
Completely zero, as it has been.
Yeah.
But you know, when I'm your rival, you don't want me to benefit from anything. You get that? You want me to I remain the way I am always. So when you look at the Iran-Israel rival, these guys were friends. You get that? Like before 1979, they were friends, and nothing bad was happening between them. Like, which means that they became enemies immediately after Ayatollah Khomeini came into power. You get that? So these guys were friends. So, but after 1979,
What happened?
these guys became enemies. They have they are now like they have become enemies for a number of decades. Huh? A number of decades. Okay? Yeah. So this is too much. Like when you see a country that has been like a friend to the other, then becoming a rival or becoming an enemy, eh? It means something a lot. When we are discussing history and when we are making our people to understand about all this. So they later became enemies. Then when they became enemies, Iran stopped recognizing Israel as a legitimate state.
And what really happened? What really happened that made these two nations to become enemies?
I think I should let our viewers know about this. That when remember when you go back to history, when you make a flashback, when you go back to 1979, remember Iran after Ayatollah Khomeini coming into power, what did they do? This guy never liked the Western world. You hear that? He never liked the USA coming into affairs of Iran. Remember, before Ayatollah Khomeini coming into power, what was happening? USA had made the government of Shah Muhammad Reza a puppet. They came into the Middle East, they came into Iran, they introduced their Western culture. They were exploiting the mineral resources of Iran. You get that? Now, after that, and remember, USA backs Israel a lot. You get that?
Yes.
And this government of Ayatollah Khomeini, that I think in Islam we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May his soul rest in peace.
Yes.
This government of Ayatollah Khomeini that came into power, it never liked the Western world, which means that Israel being backed by USA, you get that, and Iran hating the Western world, what do you think happens? You become rivals because you are not being backed up by the same persons. You get that? So that is what made these guys become enemies. So the enmity increased and increased and increased for a decade now. So what did Iran do? It stopped recognizing Israel as a legitimate state. Israel became very strong immediately after 1948 when it was created. It became very, very strong that I don't know how I can determine the strength of Israel. You get that? But what I know is it became a very strong nation that was recognized by most of these countries, like worldwide, globally. You get that? But Iran said no, we cannot recognize you because you're now our enemies. What did Iran do next? That I want our viewers to really know. Iran began supporting groups that oppose Israel. We will talk about the Hezbollah.
You mean Iran was supporting the Hezbollah group?
Like, okay, before they used not to do what? They used not to support it so much. You get? But now, like all of them were, because when you are an enemy and when you realize that there is some group of people who want to literally like destroy your peace, what do? You fight together.
You fight together.
Yeah. But now when these guys became enemies, what did Iran do? Iran began backing up the Hezbollah. You see that? Yeah. We have the Hamas, we have the Hezbollah, we have the PLO. You don't know the PLO, I think.
Please tell our viewers, let them know the PLO.
It is PLO, not PLOU. You may talk about, our viewers may be thinking about the Patriotic League of Uganda, but it's not that.
Yes.
The PLO is the Palestinian Liberation Organization. Yeah, it was set up to liberate Palestine. Yeah, they were fighting Israel also at that time. Yeah, that. So these guys, Iran began supporting these terrorist groups that wanted to destroy Israel. They began backing them up, giving them military, giving them financial assistance. You get that? Yes. That is what they could live to offer. Then another thing, Israel began viewing Iran as a major threat. You get that? Why? Because you're not now supporting us.
Yes.
How should he look at you? There is that eye that you use when you're looking at your enemy. You get that?
Yes.
Like, you are threatening my peace. You get that? Because when Iran is supporting what? Is supporting Hezbollah.
Hezbollah.
Indirectly or directly, you are threatening someone's peace. Because someone will be that at all time, this guy is going to support so and so to come and attack me, to come and destroy my country. So that is what literally I want our viewers to know, to check on. Because we've been talking about Iran, United States of America, Qatar, Kuwait. Of recent, we brought the issue of the Strait of Hormuz, but we can't be discussing all that when you don't know what really brought the war. We need to first take it back before coming on air. Our viewers need to know about this.
Yes.
So, very interesting, a very good debate. And if you're there, please get down to our YouTube. Follow, like, share, and comment. That takes me to the next point of discussion. If you look at the discussions and you look at Iran becoming enemies with Israel, all that's kind of happening. We look at Iran becoming a threat to Israel. We look at Iran backing up Hezbollah to go and attack Israel. So there are very many things that happen, and this created a lot of tension. So that takes me to the next point of discussion of today that I really want our viewers to know, and we shall be going to look at U.S. preventive strikes on Iran. I don't know whether you get this. We're looking at the U.S. preventive strikes on
US.
on Iran.
Iran.
So that is what we're looking at. U.S. preventive strikes on Iran. This began on 28th Feb 2026. 28th Feb 2026. And I want us to first look at something small about one of the leaders of the world superpower. I don't know whether you know that.
Our viewers must know this.
Our viewers must know
know.
who we are going to talk about.
They must know.
We are bringing we are bringing a discussion about one of the superpowers, one of the leaders of the superpower, Donald Trump
Himself.
second term in USA.
In US.
Second term in USA. Like the presidents who ruled for long, the black man, Barack Hussein Obama, and now Donald Trump is now on the record. It is not easy to rule USA for
2 terms.
For 2 terms. Those are 8 consecutive.
Yes.
That is a record, man. That is a very big record. That I think it is only in Africa where you can rule for 40 years. It is not magic. I don't know whether you know the
Yeah, it doesn't need a script for you to rule for.
It is not magic. In Africa, when you rule for 40 years, you have ever seen Robert Mugabe, Zimbabwe? That man said one thing. This is out of our discussion, but I want us to bring something and look at something about Donald Trump.
Yes.
That guy said, I will rule Zimbabwe until God calls me. And he died.
And he did it.
He died. He died when he was not in office. Yeah? Robert Mugabe died when he was not in office. So when in Africa, when you rule for very big number of years, it is not a miracle. But when you rule for good decades or for some good years in the United States of America, it's a miracle. They call USA the mother of democracy. The mother of democracy. So you cannot rule for long if they don't support you. So Donald Trump gained a massive support and he was brought back to office. You get that? That is replacing the government of Joe Biden. Yeah. So if we look at the US preventive strikes on Iran, we are calling it preventive strike on
Iran.
On Iran. What were they preventing? Preventive strikes on Iran. What were they preventing?
Their allies.
Very good. They were preventing their allies from being attacked by Iran. So for them, if Israel, because when you look at what Donald Trump said, because in one of his press conference, it was like, he said, they get classified tips on Iran staging an attack on them. Classified tips, which means if Donald Trump comes to say that, he's talking something out of evidence. Classified tips, but I don't know if to Iran it was classified, huh? Because when you talk about classified tips, like Israel coming in to convince USA that, you know what, these guys have nuclear weapons, and if you joke, they're going to attack. And what should I do if I'm a superpower? You're my ally. You're my ally. You come and report to me. Eh? You come and report to me that these guys may either attack you or they attack us this way. Remember, why is it that these guys go into the Middle East? To get allies. Benefits. They also want something from the Middle East. The Middle East is a very rich one. It's a very rich region. Yeah. So when they hear something very small about someone destabilizing their allies, what do? They go and support. So Trump coming in to say that they had classified facts that an attack was going to come, and that is coming from Israel. Remember. So what do? They had to go and they have to react very fast. They have to react very fast in order to calm down the situation which was going on in the Middle East. And when you talk about things concerning these states reporting to their masters on what is happening, we have seen very many times these superpowers reacting by responding back, by backing, by supporting. And I think that is what Donald Trump did. Get that? Because when you look at the Iran supreme leader, that is Ayatollah Khomeini, being killed, it was a response. They were responding to the report. Is that that?
So they were responding to the attacks.
They were responding to the classified tips.
Yeah, as Trump said.
Yeah. They are responding to the classified tips that we are hearing this and this. So they respond in such a way. But Ayatollah Khomeini has overstayed. I don't know if you know that.
Yes.
1979. Our viewers, I don't know what you said. 1979. This is 2026. You get that? Yeah. So that is it. And another thing that we can maybe talk about is the oil struggles that has been happening, and also that makes USA to come and engage. So that is all I can make our viewers know about how this war has been happening, how things, before us coming on air. At least what I know is we have brought our viewers on a green light, on the board, to know what has been happening. And I give great thanks to the Fresh Exclusive Media for always bringing me here. This is so much interesting, and I'm a historian and I like discussing geopolitics. Yeah, I'm a historian and forever will be a historian. On the other part, I'm a journalist in making, and I'm proud about that. And I like people knowing about this. So much interesting. Yeah. So, Mr. Vidali, thank you so much. Fresh Exclusive Media, thank you so much for always bringing me in the house, and I will always deliver. Let me roll it back to our host of tonight, Mr. Vidali.
Thank you so much. Oh, he has done justice. He has done justice for all this thing. He has explained to us. We have learned knowledge is power, as we have always taken. So you who has learned everything, please go ahead, tell any viewer to subscribe, listen. We can't appreciate you enough for what you're doing. You're listening to this gallant intellectual.
Mr. Vidali, we shall be bringing some of our viewers on board one time. I request, please bring these people to come and see us in the studio.
We are working hand in hand with Fresh Exclusive Media, the CEO himself. We are seeing how we can bring some viewers in the studio so that you can explain to them more and more, so that they can really know how is the thing. One person carrying all this wisdom, all this knowledge, explaining all these things.
It is not a rocket science.
For our viewers, we say thank you so much. Take a glass of Coca-Cola. Don't just stay down there. Be blessed. We are happy for you. See you next time. Another episode is coming. We are glad to have you once again. Have a nice weekend.